girl Kathy, aka the Cooking Queen. Welcome back to my cooking channel. But before we get into it, I need for you to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be part of the Kathy Tasty Squad. And on today's menu, we have blueberry cobbler. But without further ado, let's get right into this scrumptious video. Okay, this is my ingredients that I'll be putting into my blueberry cobbler. This is the blueberries here. I have to wash them and get them ready. This is the Jiffy Crust mix that I'm gonna use, but I'm also gonna add to that. I have my egg. It consists of 1 egg, baking powder, vanilla extract, sugar, and some all-purpose flour, butter. Instead of ice cream, I'm going to use some whipping cream to top it off, but that's going to be at the end of the video. I have my salt, and it consists of orange juice. Okay, the oven is heating at 375, preheating at 375, and this is my blueberries here. It consists of 3 cups of blueberries. I'm going to rinse them off and then measure them. Rinse them off really well with some cool water. This is my measuring cup here. I'm going to rinse the measuring cup out. And I'm going to measure them to 3 cups. Oh, it like I'm going to lose them doing this. So I'm going to get a spoon and dip it out until I can fill it up into 1 cup. And 1 cup is right here. Okay, that's about 1 cup there. That's 1, and I'm gonna put it in this bowl here. So I got 2 more cups to fill up like that. Okay, that is 3 cups of blueberries. Next up, I will add the sugar. And the sugar contains 3 tablespoons of sugar. So I'm just gonna get my tablespoon here and fill it up. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Okay, now I'm gonna get my orange juice here, and it's asking for 1/3. I'm gonna get my measuring cup and put it at 1/3. I'm gonna add it to the blueberries. This is the first steps of them. Okay, KTC squad. Now I'm adding 3/4 of all-purpose flour here into my blueberries. Then I'm gonna mix it up and set it aside. Okay, I'm just gonna mix it all up, and then I'm gonna set it aside and continue mixing my other ingredients for the crust part. So here, this is the sugar and the lemon juice and the flour with the blueberries. I'm sorry, orange juice, not lemon juice, orange juice. But you can use lemon juice. I just prefer to use orange juice. I'm gonna mix that up really well. Okay, now that all that is mixed up, I'm gonna set this aside, and I'm moving on along to the crust part. Okay, now I have my bowl here, and I'm going to pour in the Jiffy pie crust mix. And like I said earlier, I'm gonna add to this. Okay. Now this is consisting of 1/3 of baking powder. I already measured it, but I'm putting it in. Okay, it asks for a pinch of salt, so I'm just gonna put a little bit in there. Okay, now I'm gonna set this aside, give it like a little whisk. Let me get my whisk. Okay, just gonna whisk this up. Okay, now I'm gonna set this aside. Okay, KTC squad. Now I'm gonna add the sugar. It's asking for 1/2 cup of sugar. I already had it poured up, so I'm gonna dump it here in this bowl here. Then it asks for 1 egg. I'm gonna lightly beat it. Okay. And it asks for 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And now I'm gonna beat it together again. Okay, here it asks for 1/2 cup of butter. Of softened butter. And it is room temperature, so. Okay, that is about 1/2 cup there. I'm gonna pour it into this sugar. Kind of mix it together. As I mix the sugar and the butter together, I'm going to gradually pour this egg and vanilla extract slowly into the butter and sugar. And I'm going to mix it together. Okay, now you see how I just worked that wrist into that butter and that egg and that vanilla extract. I had to put that wrist into motion. Okay, now I'm gonna bring everything together. I have my flour Jiffy premix crust. I have my blueberries that's been sitting here, and the orange juice and sugar. And now it's gonna come all together. Okay, now I'm going to pour the butter and sugar and extract, vanilla extract, into the flour mix. Now I'm gonna whisk this together. because of course this is the crust of it. Now I'm gonna lay the crust into the baking dish. I'm gonna lay me I want some crust at the bottom, so I'm gonna lay me some crust at the bottom and spread it out. See how that butter got it so smooth and creamy? I'm just trying to get the edges so it can have that crust edge base. Because as it bakes, it's going to spread out anyway. I'm just trying to cover the glass bottom of it because I don't want to see no glass part of it. Okay, now you can see the bottom of the dish is covered with dough, which is going to be the bottom layer of crust. Now I'm going to add the blueberries that's been sitting for about 15 minutes. I'm just going to lay it over this. You see that coloration, the blueberry of it? Yes. Then I'm just going to evenly spread it out. Let me add a little bit more to that one. Of it, I'm gonna get all of it out the bowl and just put it into the empty spots here until it becomes full. And like I say, it's gonna spread out anyway as it bakes, and it's gonna bake for about 35 to 40 minutes. Okay, that's it. Okay, now I got the dough into the blueberries. Now I'm gonna finish it off with a topping of melted butter with a little sugar sprinkled into it, and I just gave it like a little swish, and I'm going to gradually pour over the finished toppings of it. And I'm gonna save a little bit for when it comes out the oven, just to top it off. Okay, now it goes into the oven. Okay, and like I say, the oven has been preheated to 375. And this is actually going to take 35 to 40 minutes to bake. Okay, KTC squad, I'm back, and now this is the finished touch of it coming out the oven. I'm gonna, like I say, drizzle this last little bit of butter and sugar on top, and then I'm gonna cut right into it, just to give it that little last glaze finishing touch of it. Cause you know, butter make it taste better. Butter make it taste better. Okay, so I got all that on there. And now I'm going to cut and get a piece, put it on this plate. And I'm gonna scoop it up with this spatula. It's still kind of hot because it just came out the oven. Oh, all those blueberries, like, yes. Okay. This here is the finishing touch of it. You can see a little bit in it. And I'm going to top it off with some whipped cream. And I'm going to taste it to let y'all see how it come out. Okay, now I'm going to taste it so I can show you, let you know how it came out and the taste of it. Y'all, oh my goodness, it is so good. And I'm just not over exaggerating, but it is really good. It got the good texture of the crust mix and the blueberries all together with the butter and the vanilla extract. Everything just, it tastes so good. And then it's warm because it just came out the oven. I'm gonna eat one more bite. It is so good. Okay, KTC squad, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Go on, subscribe, like, comment, and join the KTC cooking squad. But without further ado, I'll see you on the next Free Bound, because love, peace, and soul food.